Hello, hello, everyone. I know it is a new time. We are not normally going at this time. No. But I felt like for a little while I needed to experiment going a little earlier so we could connect with our UK friends, maybe. But also, some of the other channels were going at our normal time and has started going at our normal time, and I didn't want to make viewers feel like they were competing. And I didn't want you to feel like that. So I thought, we'll try the new times and see what happens, right? We'll see what happens. Hopefully, some of my normal folks will drop in. That's what I hope. And we talked about breaking down some wonderful actors, actresses, musicians, people, period. But some of you suggested, those that have passed, we talked about breaking them down, their personalities, them as a human being, to really get to know them aside from being famous. So, besides going into our regular communications as viewers, and maybe some psych or spiritual talk after the fact, we're going to talk about Heath Ledger today. We're going to break him down. Very interesting as a human being. More so than I even fathomed. I mean, I kind of sensed what he'd be like, but he was a really complex human being. Very, very gifted. Probably bigger than life. Too big for the world, possibly. So that being said, welcome to Dear Dana. Please like and subscribe. Hello, Jenny M. I'm so happy that you're here. And we're going to drop the intro. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Let's drop the intro. Yeah, Heath Ledger, baby. Now, as I was discovering more things about Heath Ledger, we know he came from Australia, around Perth. He had the acting bug, had it in his gut from a little kid, determined he was going to be an actor. And when we're little, we're always talking about we're going to be a king, a queen, a princess, a cop, a doctor, whatever. He never deviated from acting. He was going to be a famous actor. He put stars on the ceiling, and said he was going to he was going to be a big star. That's what he told his dad. Like stars on the ceiling, he was going to be a big star. Yeah, 10 things I hate about you. So, hey, Fields of Grace 101, everyone check out her channel, along with Southern Fried and Gluten Free. Great channels. But anyway, he decided to graduate early. He graduated early at 16. So he could move to another part of Australia and explore acting. And that he did. I think he ended up on a teen show, and then he ended up on soap opera. And on that soap opera, he met a woman about 16 years his senior. Didn't matter. They had a relationship going on. Hey, Vintage Optimism. I didn't know how to get the message out to you. I'm glad you saw it. He met a woman named Lisa, I believe, 16 years his senior. And she just knew how to... hello, Paranormal Witch, Willow. She knew how to guide him and entice him and show him the magic of finding more ways to see the world, to see himself as an actor. So finally, they decided to take off to the United States. And they ended up in California. And they ended up in an apartment with, hey, a bunch of other friends, many of who were his mates, I think. I know he invited his best friend to come because he didn't feel quite comfortable, without him. He had a tight group of friends in Australia that he grew up with, that he stayed connected to always. But anyway, I digress. One of the friends he met showed him a script. Do you want to know what script it was? Showed him a script and let him read it about 10 things I hate about you. And he was loving it. He was all over it. And he was loving the character of Patrick. And he told the guy, he goes, whoa, I really love this character. And the guy said, well, that's Patrick. You know that's the lead, right? And he goes, yeah, that's the one I want. Patrick. So he went and auditioned for Patrick, his first ever big audition in the United States. And he came back just as happy as a clam because he got Patrick. And the guy that had showed him the script said he knew there was something really magical about Heath seeing for him to go want it, go out for it, and then get it. And even Naomi, it's not Naomi Campbell. Is it Naomi Campbell? No, I don't think so. Is it? Maybe. Let me see. Am I saying the wrong person? No. Naomi Watts. Naomi Watts said that, there's certain actors, they can have the voice or the swagger or the connection to the character. They can have just certain nuances about a character. And she said, Heath just came out of the gate with all of the aspects. The nuance, the voice, the swagger, the looks, all of it. And he just took on the character. And when he did, after that movie took off, he was getting script after script after script after script about the high school teenage heartthrob. But the thing of it was, he did not want to keep replicating the same kind of role. It's not what he wanted. So he was sort of taking chances and turning them down, even though he was a new face on the scene. Yeah. He was turning a lot of scripts down. He knew what he wanted. He knew what he wanted. There was something about Heath, and he always wanted to take on a new challenge. And he wanted it to be different. He wanted to be seen differently. And this is why he was turning things down. You hear me? Turning things down. Because when he was in Australia, he took on a TV series called Roar, Home and Away, things like that. But 10 Things I Hate About You, and the next thing was Two Hands. Those were the two things he did, but he waited for the big one. And the big one was called The Patriot. So he auditions for The Patriot, and that is with Mel Gibson. And he had always, Mel Gibson at that time, there wasn't a bunch of things going on in the news with him. Some of you may not even know who Mel Gibson is. Woo! Julia Stiles went to your school when you were a kid? That's cool. So here is a patriot. He wants to be in the Patriot. It's a whole different genre from all the teeny bopper high school heartthrob movies that he's now getting offered after 10 Things I Hate About You. He has to dress the part to go audition. He goes to audition and he starts reading from the script and he gets nervous and he can't remember some of the lines and he starts flubbing up. And he just genuinely, wholeheartedly tells them, I'm sorry I'm wasting your time. I'm sorry I'm wasting your time. I mean, I don't have the Australian accent, but you can imagine. And he leaves. And he goes home bummed and tells his mates, mate, I didn't get this because, I effed up. I'm not going to get this with Mel Gibson. But something about what he did in it. Yeah, Julia Stiles was the leading lady in 10 Things I Hate About You, but Naomi Watts was the actress he was friends with that was making the commentary about these characteristics that Heath had. Anyway, going back to The Patriot, when he auditioned, even though he messed up, they saw something in him and they were willing to give him a chance. So he gets the chance, and they said that was really a heavy-duty, rigorous movie for him. And they had to be on site for a really long time. So, therefore, it just really taught him a lot. And that he would go out there and meditate and take it all in. And he often would try to connect to the movie, what was going on, the character. He was really a method actor. He wanted to connect to what was going on in the character's mind, his essence, his soul, his being, the time frame of what was going on at that time, everything. He wanted to take on the whole persona. So he took it very seriously. See, Heath was not only an actor, he was a photographer. He was such a good photographer that his art is still floating around. He could take photos of people and capture their soul in such a way that people would say he truly did capture the essence of who they were, and it spoke volumes in a random photograph. And he would add, maybe sometimes he would add paint to it, or do these odd things to it, or scratch it, or do sand, or do something to the photograph that would literally turn it into a piece of art. So he had this eye about seeing things that was almost supernatural. This eye about seeing things and hearing things and capturing the essence of life around him in all ways. That made him just resonate at a higher level than most people. He would direct and produce and create music videos for friends that were at a level that you can only imagine. Let me see if I can pull up something that you can see that he did. Just a little pieces and parts of it. I don't want to get slammed, but we'll see what I can pull it for you. I investigated a lot before I showed you. He was heavily into chess as well. Let me see if I can show you some stuff. One second. Okay, let me see if I can show you this. Dun 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 dun. Okay, let me see. Yeah, it's just it's awful. Some of the most talented, almost supernatural artists and musicians that have come to our earth just seem to leave far, far, far too early. And it's almost like we don't appreciate the degree of talent to the extreme that we need to until they aren't here. I mean, like Prince. I'm like a hardcore Prince fan. Always have been. I actually got to go backstage because, my ex sperm donor was always roadies and on stage with people. Hello, Sean Mack. I'm so happy you're here. So I got to do a lot of that stuff. And, 10 degrees of separation. I got to shake hands or say hello, little mouse to some famous people that would not ever know my name the second that they left. But still, it was exciting. But Prince was by far, honey, one of the best that I ever got to experience. And to this day, I will always remember. But that was one of the most devastating for me. Let's see if I can share this with you. Dun, dun, dun. I'm still learning. I need to learn quicker. Okay, see if you can see this and hear it.
On camera, I was amazed when I saw all of the stuff together and how many photographs. I mean, he was documenting everything. He was just surrounded by all of those moments he was in and then surrounded by them, but then he'd be capturing the next moment and the next moment, and the next moment. Didn't stop. It never stopped. And the way he was able to be in the moment and then capture the moment on the camera, he just got you in your most authentic self. He really got me. I think that's a beautiful thing because he's saying, through his photographs, I see you. The art was more of a need almost to live in the world and then capture the world. He would draw on it or scratch on it or use crayon or nail polish. He wanted to take it all with him. That's the only way I think of him, with the camera in the hand. That was just Heath. His mates from Perth, they were a very close, warm, loving,
okay, let's see if I can.
Group of friends.
Okay. Can you hear me again? Yeah, he's so handsome. He would continue with different projects. It was almost like every time he took on a new film, he wanted to level up. He wanted to be able to level up in the character. When he was in the movie Monster Ball, he had not a huge part in it, but he was a guard, and a depressed guard. And a director said he was impressed by his part in Monster Ball being so small because he almost captured the film by saying such few words because of the essence and the feeling that he took on. And they showed a clip of it, and you could see and feel and read so much of what was going on just by watching him and empathically knowing what was kind of going on with his character. And that's why this director wanted to have him for Brokeback Mountain, because that character would have to say a lot, sometimes without words. I don't know how many of you saw the film Brokeback Mountain, and how at the time it was a little bit controversial because, in Americana, our feelings about cowboys, rugged, manly cowboys. They have their women, they have their horse, they have their saloons or their bars from the past. You don't hear about two gay cowboys having a relationship. Yeah, Sean Mack. We're getting to that. But Brokeback Mountain, he had to immerse himself. He was doing a skateboarder film prior to Brokeback Mountain. Let me see if I can remember what that film is. And they really didn't want him for that film. He'd done A Knight's Tale. He'd done Monsters Ball. He'd gone to Four Feathers. And there was a film called Ned Kelly, the Order and Lords of Dogtown, before the Brothers Grimm. I believe it was Lords of Dogtown, if I'm not mistaken, that he wanted to do that movie, but it was a skateboarder film, and I'll play a little bit of the trailer so you can see. Let me share on that, because I had not heard of that film. I had not seen that film. So I don't know how many of you have ever seen it. So I was not aware of that movie. Let me play a little trailer of it for you. Share the audio. Okay, let's play the trailer. Let me know if you can hear it.
This isn't some tourist attraction. We're in an actual musical.
Wait, that's not it. Can you hear it?
We're smart. We found our way out of IKEA.
Yes or no?
We'll find a way out of here.
Can you hear it?
Judgment Day, boys.
Now get out there and surf, you little dramas.
Sleep all day, out all night. I know where you're going.
Back to the boneyard for you, pal.
We surf and we skate every day.
Surf's up, man, yeah.
Check these out. With these, you can do the same hard turns that you do on your surfboard.
Wow. This wave breaks 24 hours a day, every day. And you know what, bros? We're gonna be the first to ride it.
Yeah, surfing like a wave, man.
Freeze!
Catch me! Hey!
Skip is putting together a skate team.
There are going to be hundreds of skaters from all over the country, and we need to shut them down. Oh, nice socks, man. Here's our entry fees. Now, where's our trophies?
Oh my god, it's some type of aerial a maneuver I've never seen before.
Next up, Jay Adams riding for Zephyr Skateboards. Stacy Peralta.
Tony Mad Dog album.
It's only going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
To the Boy Kings.
Where's the famous Tony Alva?
I can make you a star.
Wow, you're famous, Stace.
You guys gotta think bigger, man. I wanna make money. I wanna do it all right now. This is our time, bro.
The boys are getting offers, man.
This isn't about fame or money.
Tell you put those kids in the magazines, they didn't care about either one.
Well, they do now.
We can't bail on Skip. We're Z-Boys. We're family.
You need to keep pushing, man.
Hey, Tony, it looks like it's gonna be you or me, man.
No, it's not. It's me.
We're gonna be on summer vacation for the next 20 years.
Okay. Have any of you... Oh, it's still playing. Let me stop it. I need to stop that. It's still talking. Okay. How many of you have ever heard of that movie? You saw it before? I've never heard of that movie. So he wanted to do that part. The lady, whoever was directing it and they wrote it, thought, he's too pretty. We don't want him. They thought Philip Kaufman. I think that's the guy. He's not around anymore. He passed away. They thought he would be more apt to play the part because of the looks. But here Heath goes out, goes and gets fake teeth, goes and gets a wig, so his hair looks different. Yeah, you are, Jenny. And goes and tries out for it after he changes his appearance. Goes to a dialect coach, everything, says, I know I'm going to do this part. And they said he just slipped into the whole persona of this real life guy that this movie is about. And just took it on flawlessly. I've never seen the movie. I guess I'm going to have to watch it now. Was the movie any good? Whoever watched it? Yes, Jenny, you mentioned that he's handsome. I'm suspecting that maybe you have a new type now. I don't know. Yeah, Heath Ledger. Yeah, definitely in real life handsome. And the accent, oh honey, takes it to a whole nother level. But after that, then dun 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 dun, here comes his tryout for the Joker, I believe. I think it is now time for the Joker. The Dark Knight. No, wait a minute. I'm wrong. Then comes Brokeback Mountain. And that's when he took on that part. I know it got, didn't it get awards? Yeah, I believe it got awards, didn't it? Let me see if it got any awards. Did Brokeback Mountain? Pretty sure it did. Did Brokeback Mountain win an Oscar? I know it was put up for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, Best Original Score, Best Actor, Best Cinematography, Best Supporting Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Picture. I mean, it was put up for a lot of stuff. But I don't know if it won anything. Who knows? No, I guess it did. Brokeback Mountain Academy Awards. So I guess it got all of those. Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor, Best Original Score, Best Supporting Actress. Yeah. It wiped the slate clean. And he's handsome. Yes, he is. But it was an amazing film, but there was a lot of talk and controversy about it. But I feel like in some ways, it might have opened up a lot of conversations. It might have opened up a lot of conversations out in the world for families and opened up some doors. Vintage thinks Mark Hamill is the best Joker. Mark Hamill? When was he Joker? Mark Hamill? I don't remember him being Joker. But I can remember watching Brokeback Mountain, and it made me more empathetic. In every direction. I felt for the wives. I felt for the cowboys. I felt for all of the confusion. I felt sad in every direction and conflicted, you know. And then I felt bad for the ignorance of the public. It opened up a lot of conversations. And I felt like, particularly Heath, and I'm not taking away from the rest of the cast, but Heath was so used to playing rugged heartthrobs that it took a lot of guts for him to go for it. And I think that he knew that it was going to take a lot of guts for him to do that, to play Ennis Delmar. And then he does a movie called Candy. I don't think I've seen that. A poet falls in love with an art student who gravitates to his bohemian lifestyle and his love of heroin. Hooked as much on one another as they are on the drug, their relationship alternates between states of oblivion, self-destruction, and despair. He was in the movie with Abby Cornish and Jeffrey Rush. Did anyone see that movie? Did anyone see the movie Candy? I don't remember hearing a lot about that movie either. Did you see that movie, Jenny? Shelly, hey, Shelly Marie. If you would like to see the clip to that movie, let me know. Otherwise, I'll move on. If you want to see the clip to that movie, say yes. How are you physically feeling, Miss Shelly Marie? I'm experimenting with the times because people are coming on at the same time we are, and I don't want people to have to, you would. You want to, Jenny. I don't want people to have to split their time. Oh, you are feeling good? Good. That makes me happy. Well, we will see a little view of Candy then. Let's see if we can do it. Oh, come on, share. I don't think I've ever seen this either. Is it going to let me? Oh, that's not it. What is popped up on my screen? Okay. There it is. I had a pop up on my screen. Okay. We should be able to see this.
Apartments.com has the most pet-friendly listings for pet-loving renters. So you might say that we've brought more joy to more sweet, innocent, and adorable little creatures than any other site. Apartments.com, the most popular place to find a place.
Let me know if you can hear it.
Here's the deepest secret nobody knows. Here's the root of the root, and the bud of the bud, and the sky of the sky of a tree called life. When I first met Candy, birds filled the sky. We wanted to share absolutely everything.
I want to try it your way this time. That was beautiful.
Does it ever embarrass you, Candy? It's naked desperation.
I'll stay with you forever.
We'd found the secret glue that held all things together.
Everything's all right, isn't it? Being so new to the path of wild abandon.
She's fine.
What happened to that beautiful little girl? What happened? I have been clenching my fist since I was 6 years old!
Don't you worry. I wasn't trying to.
Hello, may I help you?
Albert Einstein, you are a reputable.
What do you think about that movie? Hey, Trey! That movie seems like they're not just addicted to a substance, they're very addicted to each other. Very, very addicted to each other. I don't remember in my life ever seeing a trailer for that movie or hearing about that movie for that matter. The movie was put out in 2006. So, after Candy comes I'm Not There. Who has seen I'm Not There? It's about Bob Dylan. It's about ruminations about Bob Dylan. Heath Ledger plays Robbie in the movie. All of you saw I'm Not There? I don't think I've seen that either. Woo, where have I been? I guess I was just busy. I'm not sure. There's a lot of famous actors in the movie. Do you want me to play the clip to that? Yes or no? Hey, Trey. We're coming closer to his last. Well, it wasn't his last movie. We're coming closer to The Dark Knight. Oh yeah, I do remember Kate Blanchett being dressed as Bob Dylan. I do remember that. Yeah. Let's see if I can play a little clip of that. Let's see what we can do. And then we'll talk more about how things began to get, because we know that after Brokeback Mountain that he fell in love with his co-star. We know that he fell in love with his co-star, Michelle Williams, and it wasn't long after that she became pregnant and that she gave birth to Matilda Rose. And he's moved from Australia and they moved to New York out into Brooklyn. They bought a house in Brooklyn and he loved it. He loved his daughter, he loved Michelle, he loved Matilda, and he adored being a dad. I mean, he took on to being a dad over and beyond acting in so many ways. You wondered what actresses would play you in different phases? Yeah, I haven't even thought about that. I just don't know. I have trouble playing myself. To be honest, I don't have trouble being myself. But to think about who would play me, I just don't know. I do not know that. I don't know if they'd want to. Let's see. Share screen. I am not there. Okay. I don't know if I pressed audio. Did I? Let's go back. Try again. Share screen. Stop screen. Share screen. There it goes. I want to make sure I hit audio for everyone. I don't see it. Hold on. What am I missing? Oh no, what did I do? Okay, here we go. I'm sorry. I am not there. Here it goes. Of course, commercial.
How does it feel to be on your own with no direction home, like a complete unknown, like a rolling stone?
Okay, so that was our tiny little clip that had. Okay, we need to stop it.
Are you alright? He tried to shoot me! Lucy!
Okay, we're trying to stop it. Oh no!
It was Jeremy Dog!
Lord have mercy. Okay, that was a tiny little clip of him with Dylan. Okay, I'll try to take that as a compliment, Vintage. I'll try to take that as a compliment. She's supposed to be dead in the show. Anyway, now my mind's. Let me back up. Okay, so he did the Dylan thing, and now we are at, in his IMDb, I am not there. We are at the Dark Knight. Okay, he did not feel like he would get considered, but his manager called him and said they're doing the Dark Knight and the Joker is up for grabs. Now, what people didn't know, Heath Ledger despised fame. He wanted to be famous, but he did not want to be so famous that people were looking at him as, wanting to serve him, and he's one of those people that people are bowing down to. He didn't want to be that kind of guy. He despised that kind of famous. Despised it. He also despised comic book villains, which is very ironic because he really wanted the part of the Joker. Because, we knew, do you remember all the people that have been Joker? In the chat, who remembers the people that have been the Joker? Da-na-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-da, da-da, da-na-na-na. Jack Nicholson was a Joker. And he was a good Joker. I mean, everybody goes, oh, he's the top of the top. Every single one, Vintage. And we know, hello, Pamela. So happy to see you here. We know Jack Nicholson was one of the Jokers. I remember seeing one of the Jokers on TV, but I don't remember. I used to know his name. Tell me who the Jokers were then, Vintage. Hey, drop some names, people. I don't know all of them. I'll have to look them up. I'll keep talking. Drop some names. Let's do some, old-timey nerding out here. Let's see what info we know. Yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Cesar Romero. Wasn't he on the old ones? But, anyway, he wanted to take it and make it his own. They didn't think he could top it. Because if you do it again without being Jack Nicholson, without impersonating him, you would really have to go over and above. So they said that in order to do this, hey, JC Bear, he rented a room for like 6 weeks or longer. I can't remember. And he would look in the mirror and paint his face up and keep crafting a different voice, trying to say different lines. And he wouldn't talk to people. He'd stay away from people and try to drive himself a little nutty. Just isolating from everyone to try to create this character and get in the mindset of what this, sociopathic character would be like, a psychopath. So when he came back and told his friend that this is what he wanted to do, his friend was like, man, you're talking about Jack Nicholson. Man, how do you expect to top that? You're an Aussie. I know you're a great actor and everything, but man, Jack Nicholson is like, he's the one that you've got, he's at the top. I just don't know if he can do this with man. And he said that all of a sudden that Heath was like grabbing at his shirt and saying, stuff like, why so unhappy? This weird, freaky voice. And he had contorted his face. And he said, his friend said, it just freaked me out so bad I got goosebumps all over. And he was like, ugh. Because he had completely changed himself in that time that he had stayed away, and it wanted to encompass that character, wanted to take on that whole essence of someone that is a psychopath. How they think, how they feel, how they would react. And there was a scene where the Joker walks into the ballroom and there's a bunch of people behind him and in front of him. And he tells the director, I didn't expect all of these people. What am I supposed to do with this? And the director tells him, well, the Joker, is kind of crazy, and he sees everybody as his toys. So what do you do with your toys? You play with your toys. So he snapped out of that mindset of people being in front and behind him and just went in there and just took it on and treated them all as toys, But he was a method actor. He just took on the dark essence of the Joker. And they would talk about how deep and dark it was for him to take it on. They said he would put on the makeup and smear. They had put on, how they'll put on that, I forgot what it's called, where they change your face, prosthetics, and said it would tear away a little bit. And he didn't want to have to go back in there and have them work on it for a couple more hours. So he would start licking his lips a lot, and that's where you would see him do it throughout the show. He'd smear the makeup a little more. So he just kind of went with it. And they said any scene he was in, he just kind of took on the essence of the whole movie. That people were looking at him more than they were looking at Batman or any other actor in the show, really. But they said when the cameras weren't rolling, he could kid around or get on a skateboard or cut loose a little bit. So it wasn't like it was so dark that he was heavy into it and he couldn't snap out of it for a little while. And here we go to The Dark Knight wasn't his final movie, though. During the filming of The Dark Knight, as they were trying to wrap it up, he was also flying out And I want to say it was in London, because during Christmas he went to see his family, and he told his sister, I think she was his little sister, that he was taking her with him this time because he was filming the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. And he was going to take his little sister with him. So he takes her with him, and she's all excited. So he's doing Dark Knight, and he takes his little sister with him. And in that movie, he's hanging upside down a lot. The weather's bad. He's getting soaking wet. He ends up with the flu. And also, he strongly suffered with, oh, Dana, don't do this to yourself. I hate it when this happens. What is it when you can't sleep? What is it called? What is it called? Oh, that's my mom. I'll have to call her back. What is it called when you cannot sleep? I hate it when I can't remember a word and I know what that word is. Insomnia. Thank you, JC Bear. He had always suffered with extreme insomnia. He was hyper. He had tons of energy all of the time. They said he would go periods of time where he might not get but 2 hours of sleep. 2 hours of sleep. They had tried to give him Ambien. Didn't work. The doctors had tried other things to help him sleep. Didn't work. His mind would cut on, and things would whirl, and ideas and creative things. And if he had problems, we've all been through it, where we can't cut our mind off. Right? The poor guy, whether it be creative ideas or movie ideas or thoughts about family or whatever, he could never cut his mind off. His friends would say, come up with an idea, call me in the wee hours. Sometimes he'd be at their door at 6 o'clock in the morning to do breakfast. He was always like that. Never could sleep. So ultimately, here's what happened. And they don't add this to it. He was exhausted. He sent his sister and others off to the apartment to get it ready for when they were going to go back and stay in it. He was in a hotel room, I believe. He was terribly exhausted. He was going to go rest. We know he contacted one of the Olsen girls I think he was seeing. But his, hey, Paranormal, his manager had called him, friends had called him, his sister had called him. He wasn't answering. Heath Ledger was not one that didn't answer. You could text him, you could call him. He was a friend or a family or a lover or whomever who would get back to you. He was full of energy and love, and he had a bond with friends. People meant something to him. He had door open policy. Hey, Zenzarius, I wondered where you were on Tuesday. Sending love to you too. Heath Ledger had an open door policy. If you were a friend, you were coming from the other country. If you were a friend, if you wanted to come stay, you come in and stay. As long as you wanted. Heath Ledger had a huge heart. So if you were going to call him, he was going to get back to you. So when he did not answer a text, a phone call, or pick up, They all just inside knew something was not right. All of them said it. All of them said it. And his family said they knew something was wrong, but the world knew something happened to Heath before they got the news. The world knew before they got the news. Oh, no apologies needed to me, Zarius. I just wanted to know you were okay. And any updates about your walking. But that's sad that the family knew after the world knew. Or at the time the world knew. So the family was grieving with the world. So after the tests were done, and let me preface with this. I'm going to put these down so I can see. Do I look smart? Anyway, he's always felt he was not going to live long. He always felt he had to get things done that he was not going to live long. He was sick, exhausted, had insomnia, he had racing thoughts, and he was working with the flu. But they found oxycodone and hydrocodone in his system, which some of us know as Vicodin. They found diazepam, which is also known as Valium, tamoxifam, which is known as Restorol, aprazolam, which is also known as Xanax, doxycycline, which is an antihistamine. All of these things were in his system. Now, the oxycodone and hydrocodone, the doctors had said they had not prescribed to him. His two doctors had been investigated after his death, but were released. All of the things in his system were at therapeutic ranges. They were not at high levels. But here's the kicker. If he was sick and had the flu and his lungs were affected, and he was taking that combination of medications, his lungs were already affected, those medications would suppress your lung function and reduce your heart rate, putting your life at risk for death. So ultimately, it caused suppressed lung function and cardiac arrest, in my opinion, which I know is true. So sadly enough, it was an accident. And in my guts of guts, I know he was so exhausted and sick already, and this combination just took his life. It was not intentional. It was just a perfect storm, unfortunately. And they waited 30 minutes before they contacted. No, they're saying that oxycodone and hydrocodone was not prescribed to him, and they don't know where he got it. That's what they're saying. So, from the information I got. But they're saying it was all at therapeutic levels. He had not OD'd on any of the medications, but he took enough stuff to suppress his breathing, to relax his lungs, suppress his breathing, and he already was sick and overly exhausted, that it was just the perfect storm to take him out, unfortunately. And it is a tragic, tragic, tragic thing. because he, we talk about resonating so high. He was always resonating at a super high level. Super high level. I'm just going by the information that I got, Shelley. Someone else I could look at, or a couple of things down the road might have said differently. But that's from the information I got. But anyway, no one was accused of anything. So it's just extremely tragic. Extremely tragic. And his daughter looks exactly like him. His favorite saying was, let me see if I, exactly what I put on the thumbnail today. His favorite saying. I'm trying to remember. Dana, get it together today. Heath Ledger's favorite saying was keep it real. Everyone said he was always genuine. You got what you saw. He was always kind and loving and fair. They just said that he got so involved with his work and that he would go so long without sleep and rest that it affected his relationship for sure. But he adored his daughter. I don't know. There's been so many things come out with him. And like I said, another story or another something could say something differently. I just watched the story that had his family and stuff on it today. It did not have Michelle on there. It had everybody else on there, though. Friends, parents, siblings, etc. I'm dropping the link if anybody wants to come up today and talk about him. I just get a clear sense of he would have this huge power, supernatural power on the other side. That is my feeling. If he got the opportunity to return and do it again, he would. I do not feel like he would stay on the other side and do things there. That is my feeling. I feel like he would be, let me give it another go. Let me give it another go. I'll hang out here for a minute, but let me give it another go. That's my strong feeling. Let me give it another go down there. I flubbed up, didn't mean to do that. Let me give it another go. What do you think? I completely 150% feel like that he just pushed it to the limit. He pushed his entire body and his system to the limit. His brain was stronger than his body could keep up with. But man, just he had talent pouring out of every pore, and love and kindness beyond. And I truly believe Michelle still loved him even though they split up. And he her, for that matter. Honestly. I just feel like he wasn't taking care of himself and he was getting all wound. And you can go like that for so long and with people pulling and tugging at you. And his friend, a couple of his friends said at some point they felt he was sort of using things that caused him to not be the same. I'm familiar with channeling Eric, yeah. I haven't seen that interview, but I'm familiar with channeling Eric. But he was a force of nature. A force of nature. Like, coming out into the world, just knowing out of the gate, moving into that direction, and wanting to lift people up as he went. Not feeling insecure about people. Maybe feeling insecure about himself at times, wanting to do better. They would say that he would look into the little lands where they would do shoots so he could do things better, hit that sweet spot, do it just right, because he would know where he needed to go. Yeah. Just something about him that kind of knew where to gravitate to and knew how to take people to higher and bigger heights. I love people. I love people that want to lift people up, take them to bigger heights, see them do better, have more, feel more, get more. It fills me up so much. I love seeing people heal and feel love and feel rejuvenated. Things just to be better and pure. You get what I'm saying? I like it when I'm surrounded or connected to people that just want to feel and see and connect with people and touch people and just want them to have more and do more and be more and feel more, and just like watering flowers. You get what I'm saying? Watching everybody's garden grow, not just your own. Not just your own. What good does it do for you to be a beautiful rose bush and everything around you dead? What good is that? I want to see everything flourish and look beautiful. And that's kind of like how Heath Ledger was. In a sense, his soul is. If his friend had a thing going on, his music going on, he would have the eye for a video and know how to have that video match up to that music just right. So people would watch it and hear it and feel it and experience it. You get what I'm saying? In just the right way. And he had a friend that was at his house that would write music and play music, and the music was so beautiful. And there was a storm, and his friend was playing, and Heath had the baby, and his friend went home, and the next day there is a knock, knock, knock at the door, and the men are delivering the baby grand. And his friend was like, what is this? And he calls Heath, he goes, man, what are you doing delivering this baby grand to my house? And he said to his friend, oh, I'm frozen? Am I still frozen? Can you hear me? And he says to his friend, "What are you doing delivering this baby grand to my house? Am I still frozen?" And he said, "I want you to write a special lullaby for my baby. Can you do that for me?" And he said, "I was so deeply graced with that request. It was the most beautiful request I had ever had in my life. And all I could do, oh, thank you, Zenzerius." He said, "All I could do was say thank you." And I heard that song, and it was so, so beautiful. So, as hyperactive and wide open and full of life, a person who can never rest, his energy and his beauty and light was just expansive. Almost like a shooting star that was always shooting. That's what he felt like to me. A shooting star that was always shooting, that eventually has to burn out. Yeah. So, that being said, I just feel like he would take the opportunity to come back in one form or another and try to give it another go. And who knows? He might try to do it in a way where he can be involved in his daughter's life in one way or another. Not in a freaky way, but in one way or another. Who knows, right? We may not have felt the last of him in one way or another. It depends on your belief system. But that is my presentation of him. I'm glad I got to do this about him. I thought maybe I would sense something wackadoo about his death, but I don't. I don't. It was a complete accident. Unfortunately. Yeah. I feel the same, Jenny. And maybe that's why we're talking about it. I feel like maybe he's ready to give it another go. So, but Zentharius, while I have you in here, what is the news about your legs? I want to know. Can you tell me? I would like to know what the news is about your walking. If you don't mind telling me, or you can tell me another way later. But I was kind of hoping to get to know. Yeah, he was very expansive. He was, like a shooting star that keeps going and going and going until eventually just, it goes for a long time. Good. They give you any news about walking? I just really, really, in my core gut, see you walking. It will take some time, but I just see you walking. And everyone that has healing energy in here, I ask that you focus and send it to Zenzarius. Yes. Good. I feel like by Christmas, it will be a lot easier for you to do so. And the crutches might be to the wayside. You might have just like a little cane for support, but yeah. So proud of you. Makes me feel so good. I'm going to continue to send healing. I'm going to send you my email, Zen. I don't know if you have it. Or anybody that needs it here in this family, for that matter. In this channel family, if you need it. I can feel it in my gut, Zen. I can feel it in my gut. I don't ignore my gut. Still sending healing. Anytime, I'm not going to say it's going to work every time, and I'm just a conduit. I'm just a conduit. I give grace. But anytime any of you are in discomfort or pain in here, please just tell me, and I'll just see what I can do, okay? And other people that have the intention will help out, I'm sure. And we'll still talk about psych and spiritual topics. But if you want to focus on other stars or musicians or cases or whatever, put it in the comments. And we will do so in here. Put it in the comments. Saturday, I'm going to do some of the drawings. We have a special guest. Jenny introduced me to her. Her name is Sheba. Jenny, you want to pop up and help me talk about who's going to be here Saturday, just for a minute? She does astrological charts. You want to pop up just for 1 second, Jenny, and help me let them know about who's coming Saturday? Miss Jin Jin? You don't have to, but it would be easier. She is wonderful. She helps a lot of people and businesses. She can do a whole chart for you. You know, I don't do astrological stuff at all, actually. That is not my thing. She is MS Creative AF. She's a spiritual rage awakening agent and a second generation intuitive astrologer. Yes, she is. She has a wonderful vibe to her. She has good energy, good juju. I like her vibe. That is why I invited her to come on here. That's okay. I am not the only spiritual person in the world. I'm not the only gifted person in the world. So we're going to make this a community. We'll talk about psych things. We'll talk about social commentary things. We'll talk about stars. There's other people that are gifted. She's gifted in astrological things, and she's gifted in helping people find their path. And in business, she has a lot of wisdom to throw down. You know, we all have our gifts, right? So I say, share the gifts, people. The more, the merrier. Let's lift each other up. Let's build a community of powerful, loving light bringers. Right? Let's be light workers, light bringers, helpers, healers, smart people with wisdom and love. Jenny says she did my birth chart reading. It was the best I ever got. Hello, Steve M. This evening here, morning to you. We're slowly wrapping up. We experimented with the earlier time. I want your opinions on the earlier time. Saturday, we will be going at 6:15 Eastern to make it better for Sheba. And there were people going at 8:15 our normal time. But like I said, I don't want you to have to split your differences with other channels that you want to see. So, and two, some of our UK friends were saying that earlier times might work better for them. I don't know. So, drop your opinions in the bottom too. Look, this is your channel as much as it is mine. So, if there are things you'd like to see and do in here, let me know. Let me know. If it makes it easier for you and you like it, it's good for me too. Yeah. I want us to build and grow. Heat is killing you. Zen, me too, honey. 1:46 a.m. right now. Oh my goodness. Zen, we'll be at 6:15 Saturday. It's hot here too. It's bad and humid. I don't know if it's humid there or not, but it's humid here. That's pretty cool, Paranormal Witch, Willow. Manga. Well, if no one has any questions, I guess I will begin wrapping up. But listen. Oh, good. Yeah, I forget to say that. Please, please, like and subscribe. When you subscribe, it really helps my channel and it helps me out. It helps YouTube see me and get in the algorithm so more people join the community. It really helps me and I appreciate it. I really appreciate it. It helps me get a community channel as well. It does. I don't say like and subscribe enough. That's bad on me. But I really need to grow my channel. I want to grow it. And you don't know how much I would humbly appreciate it. Oh, Saturday, I'm doing the drawings for the giveaways. I'm doing the drawings on Saturday for the hour of hypnosis, hour of guided meditation, hour of, therapeutic reading. Yes, I'm doing the drawing definitely on Saturday. Oh, thank you, Steve. Yes, please share. Tell a friend for next week. Like, subscribe, share. I would be greatly appreciative. If you are subscribed, you can be part of the drawing. And you can't just subscribe and then unsubscribe. Because it has to be, all of it will be privately done on Zoom. But anyway, thank you for being here tonight to talk about Heath Ledger. Heath Ledger. Oh yeah, that would be nice to bring a friend. And if there are other people you want to deep dive into, and we can even get spiritually into their case, but this one was like, it was clean cut. There was nothing to find anything out about. It was clean cut. I mean, when I started getting my gut into it, there was nothing wonka about it because it was completely an accident. He was sick. He was really worn out, and the medications just didn't jive. It suppressed everything. His breathing and his heart, just, it's awful. But yeah, I'm expecting him to be back, to be honest. I really in my gut just don't feel like his soul wanted, as beautiful as heaven is, and I know, I just don't feel like he wants to hang out there. I think he wants to give it another go. I'm so happy all of you are here and part of the Butterflies. And I shall see you on Saturday with our special guest. Thank you all for being here. I love you all. And I will see you on Saturday. Bye, everybody. Thank you for coming. Mwah. Thank you, Zen. Sending you healing, bud. Bye, everybody. And we are out.